Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. If you think I sound different, it's all thanks to you guys. Yes, indeed. Remember how I said, I don't know, maybe I didn't actually say it, but I wrote on the Patreon page here that I was looking to sort of save the money from the Patreon to actually buy a decent microphone so we don't have to spend our time in the wasteland of terrible audio anymore. Well, thanks to you guys, here we are, and I finally have this microphone. I just want to say thank you so very, 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 very much. Listen to how good it sounds. Oh, yeah. Yeah, baby. Hear that sound? It's so smooth. Ooh, baby. Yeah, it's like if honey had a sound. That's how this would sound. It's like honey being poured directly into your ears. But not causing like an inner ear infection, because those are like really bad. But oh yeah, this is so good. Okay, I'm going to stop being an idiot. So yes, thank you so much, guys. I wanted to make this video to say thank you, but I also wanted to make this video because it's been a while since I uploaded to Patreon, and I know a lot of you guys are hanging out for Revenge of the Sith, and I'm writing it. I'm writing the script right now. So I thought, since I don't have any animations to throw up, maybe I could just tell you something unique that's going to happen in the story. But of course, top secret information. You can't tell anybody, because this is going to be like one of the biggest things in the whole story for people. And I'm actually not too sure how people are going to react to it, whether they'll think it's good or it's bad. Maybe you guys can give me your feedback. I'm going off the assumption that if people are watching Revenge of the Sith and they've watched the first two videos, then they're with me at this point. So I can take a chance like this. But it could be like the backlash from having bullets in Phantom Menace, like times a million. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think. Here's the idea. We all know that Luke and Leia are born and that they get separated and all the rest of it. But the difficult thing with prequels is to have a surprise because everybody knows what's going to happen. So really there's only two ways to have a surprise. Either it happens in a way that they didn't expect, or something happens that they didn't know about. That's what I want to do. We all know that Luke and Leia are twins and they get born and they get separated. But what if that's not exactly what happened? What if they weren't twins? What if they were triplets? Yes. What if there was Luke, Leia, and another one? A third Skywalker. Another... I don't know whether it would be a boy or girl. I'm leaning towards girl, I guess. I don't know. But what if there was a third Skywalker that literally nobody knows about? Nobody knows about. Here's what I'm thinking. At the time that Padme gives birth, like before she gives birth, because there's 3 kids in there, and they're all Force sensitive, it's going to be there's so much Force energy around it that it's hard for like Anakin or Obi-Wan or anyone else to sort of sense. It's kind of like creates a wall of Force energy, and it's hard to see anything past that, so they can't even really tell if it's a boy or a girl. But because of that, everyone's under the impression that it's just one kid that's got 3 times as much Force power as usual. So, the Emperor in that is interested in finding out and, blah, blah, blah. But when they're born, it's going to be, Yoda's going to be there, and Luke will be born, and Yoda's going to be reading their destiny through the Force sort of thing. So Luke will be born, and he'll read his destiny and say, he's destined to destroy the Emperor. Gives him to Obi-Wan. The next one's born, like Leia is born, and he reads destiny and says, she's destined to form the rebellion. And, gives it to Padme and Prince Valium or whatever. The third one is then born, and Yoda reads the destiny of this third one, and I don't bother saying what it is. But whatever it is, it's so significant enough that Yoda goes, and he almost has some kind of heart attack, right? So he grabs this kid and he gives it to Talon, because Talon's good at this point. He gives this third kid, a girl, to Talon, and he's like, go now, I'll contact you later, just leave, get as far away as you can. And then he uses the Force to erase Padme's mind, because she's the only other one there, of even having that third kid, right? So literally nobody except Yoda even knows about this other Skywalker. And I'm going to make it that at the end of Revenge of the Sith, it won't interfere with the original trilogy, this third Skywalker, because Talon's going to take and raise this kid on a planet that's kind of like that planet in Interstellar. You remember that planet where it was like, because it was next to a black hole, it like slowed time down so that like 1 hour there is like a week elsewhere. So Talon is going to raise this kid on that, which means by the time that kid is 20, it could be like thousands of years later in the universe outside. So all the events of the original trilogy won't be affected by this other Skywalker. So it's basically just a plant. So we could say we could start a new trilogy with a new Skywalker so far into the future that it's virtually unrecognizable of what today is, and that kid's going to have some grand destiny to fulfill. So basically it's just a cool thing that happens that we didn't know about, and could maybe even lead to a spin-off later on. I'll probably never do it, but I just like the idea of having that plant there for a spin-off. And I think it also adds like extra levels to the original trilogy, like when Yoda says there is another Skywalker, maybe this is the one he was talking about, you know, because he was the only one who knew it. And also like at the end of Return of the Jedi, where you see the 3 like Force ghosts of like Obi-Wan, Yoda, and then Anakin as well, maybe that's because whatever this kid, this third Skywalker, whatever this kid needs to be trained up to do, requires the efforts of all 3 of them. All 3 of them need to team up to train this kid for whatever her destiny is. I mean, they'll be training her as a ghost or whatever, but who cares? It's Star Wars. So that's the idea. But I don't know whether people will flip out and go crazy and be, oh, that's great, or whether they'll be like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. But I just really like the idea of like, that's the only way you can really surprise someone in a prequel, is if something happens that you didn't know about. Anyway, yes, I just want to say thank you guys so much for helping me to get this microphone so the audio can be fixed in my videos from this point on. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I really appreciate it. And I look forward to sharing more Patreon videos with you guys. Okay, catch you later.